Hello everybody, I'm here with a Singer 9032. That's the model number, by the way. And this is a easy, not that hard of a sewing machine to work with. She bring me the manual. Ta-da! I mean, that's smart people. They give you a manual so that way you don't forget how to use it. This one has a guide on it that tells you how to thread it, which is nice. Doesn't tell you how to thread the bottom, but I would teach you a neat way to remember this. She had issues with it. It was skipping, like eating the material. I can't remember what things she said. It was like it didn't want to work. And the more she put it on zigzag, the worse it got. So, and she didn't know what was wrong. I don't know where she really took it to. Really don't want to know. But the person who had it did not clean it right or even oil it in the right oily places, but what they did is they oiled all the gears but didn't put the grease in places you don't put grease. Like I found grease in the inside here, in the uptake in here. Oh my goodness, it was everywhere. It was up and through the needle, greased up and through the needle. It took me forever to get it out because you don't put that. You put the oil in this area. You put grease in gears. There's gears down here, gears here, and there's one gear that's the stabilizer gear. It's back here, but you don't put it on any of these like cams or like they're called inside cams where they can do all these different things. Anyway, but I'm not tearing it open to show you all that. That's just too much work. I did all that with her to show her what was going on. Her belts, one is slightly worn. That's a timing belt, which is located here. And the belt that runs the motor to the machine, it looks still new. There is nothing wrong. When it starts spitting black stuff, then you know it's time for a new one. But right now, looks great. Everything else of it looks great. And thank God I caught it in time, and hopefully we can get all the glitchiness to go away. It takes a while before all that grease and stuff that's inside the machine to go away. So it takes a while. Anyway, let's go on and talk about the machine. All right, this here is the way you thread it. You thread it from the back because this way, it all depends what kind of thread you're using. Okay, this one you thread to the back. I always say thread to the back. This way you don't ever forget. And it goes through this little clip here, right there. It has arrows for everything it needs to do. Then you come down this way, down here, around the tension. But before you try to go around the tension, the foot needs to be in the highest position. Because right now, you see, you can't hear nothing. That's not open. So you won't receive that thread. You want to put the foot on the highest position. Now the chambers are open. See here? Chambers. They're open, ready to receive the thread. Okay, then you go up through here and down around there, up that way, down here, because your uptake is right in here. You can't see it because it's inside of this little part here. And it comes down here. That's why your needle needs to be in the highest position to catch that, okay? Then comes down right into the needle, okay? And I was doing a little sewing to make sure. The needle, her needle had a spur on it, and it was punching holes too big, and it was catching the thread inside the material. We won't want that. We need to get a new one when it starts doing that, or you're having bigger holes in your fabric will catch on stuff. So we need to get rid of that. And then when you're done with that, then you can always put that down so you don't forget. This is called a top feed. Okay, it feeds from the top. The way I put those in is if it faces you like this, and you're holding your bobbin this way, it should roll off the top. So when you drop it in there, it's going to roll this way. Oops, sorry, roll this way. Okay, and then you need to slide it into that little slot and back this way. So that way, when the machine comes around to pick it up, it will literally sew it together. So that's called a top feed. Okay. And then if you're going to do pant legs and arms, you take this piece here off, which I don't want to take off. It takes too long to cut it back on. So you take this off, and then you have this section to do your arms and legs, to do hemming or whatever. Let's see. Oh, this little guy here, I have it turned right now. I have it turned to, I'm making it wider stitching, and then the positive is where it makes it smaller, so the stitching gets smaller. So I really want it as wide as I can get it to go. So that's why I have it sit there. That's minus and positive right here. And then over here is your selector dial to select all this really good stuff that you can do. This is your width. This is your length. This is your reverse. Your turn on button is right here, which is already on. And then she's got this really cool, I like to get one of those someday when I can find one, is a thing to put your pins on. So when you're sewing, you automatically put your pins over here. Let's see if I can fix the camera. It's kind of got weirdness on and going on. All right. So, but someday I'm going to afford to buy one if I could find one. Anyway, and I'll be cleaning all this other stuff up when I go to disinfect the whole machine, but we're not ready to do that yet. So we're going to go ahead and make a video so teach her a little bit about our machine. Okay. When you're turning any of these stitches, I do them even for straight, anything you're going to do, always have the needle in the highest position, okay? When you're moving your tension, you always put your foot down, needle in the highest position. Foot down, needle in the highest position before you move. Because what happens is, right now it's tight because it's down. When you move it, if you listen closely, if you've got good hearing, you can hear it clicking, okay? It means it clicks into the spot it needs to be in. If you have the foot up, everything's loose, and when you turn it, it's confusing the machine, and then you end up with lots of thread on the bottom, okay? Because this is your technically bottom thread. Your top thread is run by the one on the bottom. A lot of people say, oh, I don't think that's right. Yes, it is. And then over here is your cutting tool to cut your, thread, or you can use your scissors. I mostly use scissors. Here's something really cool to know. A lot of people don't know. Whenever you're cleaning this area out, I use a toothbrush, okay? This could be a fairly clean toothbrush. These are old. After, 6 months, we toss them. Well, I told my husband, stop tossing them, give them to me. I can use them to clean off the feed dogs, okay? So you clean your feed dogs, you take this out, and, clean it with the little brush. I mean, you could buy a special brush for a sewing machine and get in there and do that. But to me, I found that if you use a toothbrush, it does 4 times better. Even though it's been used by someone else, I scrub them and clean them with alcohol, and that way I can use them inside here. Makes it really good and clean. That's called basic cleaning your sewing machine. And here, it's really hard to get to because you have to take all kinds of things off to get in there. Most of the time, I just tell people, don't bother. Just bring it to me, and we don't have to deal with you tearing apart and can't find parts to put it back together. All right, what else do we need to do? Oh, yeah. Then we got your bobbin over here, and sometimes you get an extra spool in your thing, and you put the spool here. But right now we don't have a spool, so we're going to go from here. You're going to take it from here. I don't know what this book has, but it could say you click it in here, but I don't know. I would take it here, back this way, and turn it around and come back this way. Put your bobbin in, then click it over. Make sure it clicks in so it will fill your bobbin, okay? But you got to use the pedal down below to do that. All right, so we're going to run this to see how it sounds. I have it on 4 right here, which is called the basting stitch. So I'm going to find my foot pedal, and we're going to run it and see how it's doing, okay? Here we go. Well, that looks good. Now we go and put it in reverse. We're going to push this down and hold it like that. Well, let's go down and hold it. Wait. Make sure the needle's high enough. Don't get caught. There you go. Now we're going to reverse it. Jeepers. I have to hold it. There we go. And go forward. Bad me. The bad thing is trying to do this with one hand and trying to get this machine to work with the camera. It's hard to do it the way you want to do it. Anyway, but there it is. And you see the oil dripping out because I put a lot of oil in to try to replace what there was no oil in. And it's stitching great on the back and it's great in the front. And so we'll go this way. And we're going to do a straight stitch going this way. And I went ahead and changed the needle because the needle was driving me nuts. We'll say it that way. Okay, now when you want the needle in the highest position, right there, highest position, we go over here. We're going to turn this to this one here. And then we're going to take our selector dial, which is this one, and we're going to move this over to here, okay? And sometimes if you watch, this thing will move too. So you don't want it down. Moving it, you can bend this, or you can break or make a spur on the bottom of that tip. And then it'll mess up the whole machine and drive you nuts again. You're starting all over again. Anyway, then we're going to go and do the zigzag. Okay, let's see. Put it down so we can turn it around. Right like that. And there you can see it. It's doing perfectly great. Doing great, 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 great. And let's go this way a little bit. Okay, there we go. And let's see, we turn it this way now so I can get it ready for her to pick it up. Because I know she wants to pick this up today and start getting her projects done. Anyway, so it's pretty easy. We'll go over to it one more time. And just remember, needle always in the highest position. Foot always down before you turn the tension, okay? Then when you're doing any kind of selector things, needle will always be in higher position, so you can select anything you want so you don't bend or break the needle, or even put a spur in that needle and then have all kinds of issues, okay? Reverse, length, width. And when you're going to do any of these stitches, you want to put it in width, okay? I might as well put this back to regular right on the dot, and she wants to make them tighter. She goes this way. She wants to make them looser and wider. You go this way. So other than that, I think she's going to enjoy her sewing machine. I might sure have to make sure this is up. I don't think that's upright. Anyway, I think it's all done. Now she gets to watch the video and try to remember what I said. And but have a blessed day. And if you have a sewing machine like this, I would like to hear from you. Write something in the comments down below. Like the video would help a lot for the channel. These are the sewing machine review. It's in a broadcast. A lot of people say, oh, do you ever do live ones? Eventually I will, but right now it's been a busy season and I've been working nonstop on sewing machines to sewing for people. So it'll be a while before I can really get up and go in and doing all that. So I'm going to try to do memberships here soon. But I've been so busy, I just haven't had time. Okay. Anyway, have a blessed day, and hopefully you get something out of this and learn a little bit about sewing machines. God bless. Bye-bye.